Very well.
Intriguing to think of weaver smiths and priests working side by side down here.
The preachers you grew up with would launch an hour-long diatribe at the very thought, yeah?
An hour would just be the introduction.
I would like to drop, please. Thank you. What am I doing? I have a fire sword. Are you two the one that's in combat with me?
This is promising. Detailed smithing logs with Xavier's name on them. Lots of sketched out designs, mostly in the margins.
Doodles always help me think too.
Oh god.
I'm pulling you. Brace for it.
Damn it.
Is that bottled magma?
I've got one. I can't believe it's still warm. I think that's all I'm going to find.
Whoops. Cut her off there.
I think that's all I'm going to find down
Oh.
here. Get your research hat ready, Lane. There's a lot.
I do not need a hat. This is really very clever.
You figured it out then?
Yes, Xavier's idea was to use an alchemical process similar to what Dharm and I just did to treat the coals. Elements left over from weaving flame strands distilled and used to treat magma.
Literal magma? The blood of the earth?
Enchanted magma. Measured precisely from one of Xavier's containers, he could delicately control temperature in a forge or foundry.
Sola will be over the moon. I'll let her know.
And I'll collate the more technical details. They'll be ready when she is.
Magma? Can you believe it?
Is it not lava?
I thought it was only lava if it bubbled up from underground. But now I'll have to ask Lane.
You heard the news then?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bryn. We ruined the surprise.
It's fine. Just nice to see you so happy.
We're confident that between the two of us, we can make Xavier's plan work.
And I'm keen to try it out. I was up sketching all night, and I have an idea for some armor to act as a test. If it works, we'll gather more. The veil has to open someday, and with this magma, we could be on the road for months.
Or maybe we'll stay. Either option provides you many potential students.
Or maybe, just maybe,
We could do both.
we'll make it work. After we get this bloody enclave sorted out. Right, Bryn?
I have every faith we will.
Oh, we got the full heat set now.
If that doesn't keep you safe, I don't know what will. If that doesn't keep you safe, I don't know what will. I've always wanted to build something like this.
You know? That armor looks badass. I don't even care if it's not the best defense armor. I'm just gonna wear it. Okay, now that I know that fully upgraded weapons actually have like a different ability, or like their ability is enhanced, let's just make all of them and try it.
need more feathers.
Need the kinetic bow, because that bow sucked. So hopefully when I fully upgrade it, it's gonna be better.
Going to need more feathers. The tricky part's the balance.
Okay.
Perfect pair. Always refreshing to work with carved materials.
Why is this 215? Huh? Weird. Okay. Oh, right. I gotta talk to her.
So, I strongly suspect shenanigans, but also thank you.
About the
That's
stove?
true.
Oh,
I don't get that either.
Absolutely.
You get like all the best
But
gear before the
shenanigans
end.
almost always come from a place of love.
Or lead to one.
So you only get to use it for like a very little amount of time.
And this forge is going to be invaluable, so we all benefit, including the future students I'm imagining up.
Any standouts in your illusory class?
There's a shy, red-headed lad named Carlos. He's going to go far. I just know it.
What?
It's nice to have the camp stove working properly again. Even if it took Casmin quietly tossing our coal supply into the hollow one night to make it happen.
Wait, she did?
Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that. But Dharm and Solar have reconciled, which I suspect was her whole plan, so hopefully it's okay. Still, Kaz doesn't like for people to know she's a romantic at heart.
Oh, well, I am very glad you mentioned this. Thank you, Lane.
Just go easy on the teasing. I don't want her to serve my stew cold all week.
Okay.
Bryn, I was just thinking about how we managed to trap the heat of molten rock itself.
And you and your wife seem through a complicated patch?
By the way,
I never
great
doubted
misconception.
we would find a way
Lava,
through.
not that hot.
This time was different than the other spats we've had. I am.
I mean, it's
very
hot.
grateful.
It will burn you, but
I would not know what to do without Solar. She is
Not that
very
hot.
much my
like a
guiding
forge
star.
can get way hotter than lava.
You big romantic. Just keep talking to her, and the nights will be cloudless.
Indeed. Indeed.
Which makes sense, right? Because a forge can melt steel. Hence, it should get hotter than lava, which is just melted rocks.
So, I was having a chat with Lane.
Oh?
Said something about you stashing coal outside the camp.
Oh, gods, they saw that.
Sure did.
Oh, I was so careful. Listen, Bryn, you know why I did it, right?
Because our enchanter and smith need to keep working together.
Yes, and they need to keep talking. They're so good together. So, I did what I had to. Just don't tell anyone, okay?
Kaz,
Yeah?
I think everyone knows. Except maybe Dom.
Gods, that's embarrassing.
You might want to sneak that coal back into the stocks at some point.
Already did. It was distracting to know the count was wrong.
Hunt for Norian documents in Ramanos Canal in the Institute. Sure. Where is Ramanos Canal? Oh, right there. Oh, wow. We can just teleport right by it. Fantastic. Okay. Let's test out these weapons while we're here
See
as
those
well.
massive pipes running along the roof? Norian design. I recognized them earlier, and they prompted my investigation into the Norians and the
Okay, I know that this one you can do it mid-air. Yeah. So that's like the benefit.
This should be the place for it. You're looking for tablets with a circle marked by 6 dots. They'll look blank, but I'll be able to read them when you bring them back.
You're full of useful secrets,
Okay.
Zev.
As fun as that is, it functions the same, which is kind of sad. Oh, it hits 3 times now? No, once, but a lot more damage. Okay, it's not bad. But I was hoping that fully upgrading this makes it like shoot out 3 lines of ice instead of only 1.
That's one of them, Bryn. I hope they would still be down here.
What should we expect?
The Norians were experimenting without informing the Enclave on the aerolifts. They wanted them to do more than just moderate the weather. They wanted to control it.
They got tired of long winters? Gloomy days?
Think bigger. If you control the rain and desert, you control the land itself.
Yep, I remember why I don't like the ice one.
Hold on, hold on.
It's very bad. It is still very bad, which is so sad. Because, wow. Okay, that's much better. If every shot does 100 something damage, that is going to be insane. Oh god. Oh no, we didn't take any damage. That's good. Oh, we only did 38 to that one. So this is still also very bad. That is unfortunate. Oh god. Wow. Come on. Freeze. Yeah, the ice one's up. Oh, well, now I don't have like a fire thing to do with this. Well, that's why I have magic.
That should be enough for us to piece their research together, Bryn.
Oh, good. I can go home.
Will I be
Thank
learning
God.
how Norians hide their information, Sev?
Yes.
I think fire is just unanimously the best weapon and element in this entire game.
And then the priest says, that's not how you extinguish the holy flame.
I thought you never extinguished the holy flame.
They make certain exceptions when it threatens centuries-old tapestries.
You never talked about your time in the church.
They're not happy memories.
No, but they're yours.
Then let's not fight again so I have more time to share them.
That's unreasonable. Let's just make sure we're talking.
Of course, my love. After all, I love you like I love you.
I love you too.
Aw. So cute.
I shouldn't be surprised the Norians use a fluid to conceal their secrets. It's ingenious, really. An acid of sorts that can etch the writing into the metal invisibly. And when you apply another compound, it oxidizes. It's like a legible rust. And yet, after you're done, you can just wipe it clean and it flakes off.
Medium aside, what did we learn?
As Sev expected, research on the aeroliths. It's a bit outside my speciality, so I passed it to Dharm.
And how are we feeling about Sev's revelations?
It's not like I've never kept things from my friends, and I generally keep them from my family, so I empathize. But I don't keep them from the band. Anyway, Dharm's waiting.
What did she mean? I'm not sure.
Lane said I should talk to you about the plates we found for Sev.
Perhaps you could walk with me?
Sure.
God, that armor looks so good.
I have already passed my notes on. This conversation isn't about them. I wanted to ask how you're doing with regards to Sev.
At the end of the day, he broke his oath for us. I respect that. As soon as he felt there was a risk to the band, he correctly warned us.
It's true. His judgment has been better than his timing. Still, what we're seeing now is the chrysalis of a capable and intriguingly well-informed young man.
He's going to go so much further with us than with the Norians.
Ultimately, I will say this. There was a time in my life I walked away from everything I held most important. Sev is handling it better than I did. He's not angry or bitter, he's just working through the problem. It's kind of you to help him. I'm sure he appreciates it more than he'll ever be able to say. So I'm saying it for him. Sev already has my notes. Good luck in your endeavors.
We had a garden here all this time?
Exciting news, Bryn.
You figured out how to clear the source?
Nothing quite that far along, but we are a step closer. As I suspected, The Norians were doing experiments not even Enclave leadership knew about. Not to just stabilize the weather, but directly control its extremes.
Which is pretty much what we're seeing the aeroliths do, here and now.
I honestly think that these experiments, left unattended, are the direct cause of the wild temperature changes. Likely contributed to the floods as well, though I suspect Asylum was the larger cause there. Regardless, if I can pick up where their research left off, we might have a solution to our problem at the source.
Did your research say anything about miasma and tangles?
No. Those phenomena are too new to be in the records you recovered, which are pre-search.
If we succeed, will we be able to stop the weather fluctuations entirely?
I hope so, in time. But the system has been out of control for years. For now, I want to focus on our immediate problem of the source and the Surgeborn.
What did the Norians stand to gain controlling the weather anyway?
Their power base has always been in Taza, where the deserts need water to grow. Imagine being able to withhold rain or worsen heat at a whim. What kind of power would that give you? The kind the worst parts of the Order crave.
What will it take to move from might have a solution to definitely have a solution for the source?
The research you recovered focused on using patterns from creatures with natural flame and frost affinity. It used those patterns to briefly augment one part of the enchantments woven into an aerolith.
Use flame magic to tilt the aerolith hotter for a time?
Yes, exactly. And they had some success with it, proving the methods viable.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but too bad there aren't miasma creatures.
There's one, and Dharm already managed to recover some of its pattern.
But not enough?
Oh, absolutely enough. You've been working hard and it's paid off. I needed an exquisite resonance from all three types of magic. And we have that.
That's fantastic. Is that it then?
We're going to combine them with the Norian's notes and Dharm's studies of the Herald to build a device to influence the aeroliths. I gave the design to Sola. She said it should be doable, but wants your approval on which materials to use.
If this could pull miasma out of the source somehow, sign me up.
It's the most promising lead I have. And it's very promising indeed.
Oh. Well, there you go.
That was one of the most complicated things we've ever collectively assembled.
I hope it wasn't too much.
Not at all. The only tough part was Dom hovering the entire time. He's enthralled with this device.
Oh, well,
I'm teasing you, Seth. I'm not sure if you'll still be my apprentice after all this, but I will tease you.
No more learning to smith.
Now, I'm not saying that. We just need to figure out what comes next together. Which brings me to the question of the hour. You were already a Norian. Why did you want to be my apprentice anyway?
Rambralem.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. You could have just told me.
That's a cultural thing for you, isn't it?
Oh, you know. Yes. Very much so. But yes, Sola. I'm sorry. I was afraid if you dug too hard into my past, you might learn about the Norians.
And they don't like people digging.
No, they truly don't. That is your answer, though.
And this is your intricate doodad. I cannot wait to see what it does.
All right, let's go to the market. Oh, I forgot to switch weapons. Gosh darn it. We're going home. All right, change equipment. Frost and shield into the fire one. Kinetic bow into the fire one. And this one into the frost one. I still think the frostbow is going to be the best because homing arrows, and it does like 300 to 400 damage per shot. Oh, you know, that's what I want from the short sword. The fact that the fire one doesn't like light them up with only one shot makes it kind of bad. Maybe this thing is just super resistant to fire. Yeah. Oh, but man, this fire armor, I should, you know what? Because of this fire armor, I should just be using fire weapons. Because I didn't even get burned there.
This aerolift should be perfect, Bryn.
Right. Done.
That's all we needed. The others have been helping me with a little project on the side. A surprise for you.
No hints.
You'll see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the burn damage is not that much. It's like 40, 50. So it's not really worth it to set things on fire. I mean, it is a very good bow still. And sadly, it doesn't really do anything new. It probably like fires off more explosives. Yeah. It fires off like 5 now instead of like 3 before. So, okay, you know, let's find a few more to like try that. Okay, so it's basically like the spell. So if I shoot it into any kind of flame, it like, okay. So that's how you should be using it. So you shouldn't be using it for like direct hits. Yeah, actually the little flame thing does the same damage as the spell version. Okay, I still think ice bow is better. Oh, I didn't use a short sword and shield. Oh well, I use it next time. The short sword and shield, I imagine
What has Seth been building?
it's just gonna give me more explosives or explosions. So let's see here. Change equipment. Yeah, the bow, definitely frostbow is the best. 100%. I'm kind of okay with any of the great swords. Like, all the great swords is great. But because I'm using a fire armor resistance, using a frost sword doesn't really make sense. So let's use fire sword. Okay, let's go with that.
What's all this, big guy?
The culmination of all our efforts, Bryn.
He wanted it to be a surprise.
Consider me impressed. But what exactly does it do?
He hasn't told you?
As Casman said, I wanted it to be a surprise.
Sev, we all do better work with context. This is something you're going to need to get used to.
Yeah, you're a weaver now. I heard you say so yourself.
It's the culmination of a Norian dream. But unlike them, I'm not going to use it to put a nation in a stranglehold. No. I'm going to change the weather. For you.
For me?
Yes. It will take some resources, so let's be judicious, but yes. We can change the weather before your expeditions.
Oh.
You said this will take resources. Am I hunting more patterns, or...?
Nothing so dire.
Bryn, you've got enough to worry about. Let us sort it. We'll treat it just like upgrading the camp. Maybe I end up trading with the Hearthsiders. Maybe we do a little alchemy. We'll handle it.
So all those patterns I collected?
Critical to calibrating things. Weather and miasma alike. The creatures have been exposed to so many wild environmental swings. They were affected in ways I could use to calibrate to the aerolith's patterns.
And that's what Dom was helping with?
Everyone has helped Bryn. Literally everyone. No politics, no backstabbing. I could get used to this.
Good. All that stuff wastes time and energy.
Well, this is incredible. What's involved with actually making it happen?
Well, it's not simple for me. But for you, I'll keep it simple. If we want to make a change before you leave, we can do it as part of the preparation. The aeroliths are all connected. And the device we created will let me give them let's call it a shove, for a day or so.
We've run some limited tests, and everything holds up. It's really rather ingenious.
And we'll give you quite the edge. Imagine tossing a drought when a frost creature is hunting.
It can affect miasma, too, yes?
Yes, it can. What we don't know is what effect it can have on the source directly. Let me run some more tests. But I'm optimistic we have a solution. In the meantime, The Enclave's our sandbox now. Just ask if you want me to change things.
Oh, okay, so it's a new mechanic. Dev's new design allows him to alter the weather at any location for the remainder of the day. This modification can be done at the loom gate. Cool. Doing so requires numerous alchemical concoctions and delicate devices, so each alteration costs supplies. Castmen can upgrade this station to make it more efficient. Are you serious? We unlock a completely new station at the end of the game? Yeah.
Everyone knew the aeroliths could smooth out the weather, but no one suspected they could change it so suddenly. Since the surge, they've caused wild swings, but no one has ever tried to control it.
Sev's achieved something incredible.
And practical. Imagine the look on a glass-tail's face when it suddenly turns blisteringly hot.
Surprise, Icy Boy. It's summer.
Haha, exactly. Advantage, Bryn.
You know, I can't stop thinking. Could Stanord have fixed the weather?
From what Sev said, the former I was more a political animal than an expert.
Yeah, that makes sense. If only he'd shared what he had access to with people who were halfway competent. Anyway, I just hope Sev can keep digging. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
How are you feeling about Sev, Sola?
Delighted.
Not upset to lose an apprentice?
I'll find more. Lots of talent among the Hearthsiders, according to the Axle. And that's perfect. They'll learn quick, just like Sev did. I'm proud of him. And controlling the weather itself. Incredible. I've learned from a lot of years on the road that change is the natural way of things.
Our time in the Enclave has certainly proven that.
Anticipating change and finding joy in it, the best thing you can do in your life.
Okay.
Have I ever told you how much I enjoy watching your expeditions on the Scry?
You too?
Look, it's no secret that when Aurea injured her wing, I was skeptical of you taking over expeditions. So I started watching you to make sure things were going well.
You mean to make sure I didn't screw up?
Fine. That's what I was doing. At least at first. On one of your first expeditions into the Hollow, I watched you take a swing at that massive Archon thinking it was inactive. Then, when its eye lit up, these visions of you dying started swarming me. I panicked and asked Aurea if you were ready for this, hoping she'd pull you out immediately. Then you began climbing the Ark. And it was like everything in my head just went quiet. That does not happen often. You had this serene look on your face. Like this was exactly the challenge you'd been waiting a lifetime for.
It was.
When you took it down without breaking a sweat, I was secretly pretty impressed.
I like hearing you had faith in me, even back then.
It's only grown tenfold. After that, I enjoyed watching you on the Scry. Knowing you're out there, keeping all of us safe, relaxes me and keeps the visions at bay.
Use fewer camp supplies. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I have infinite. Wow, it costs really cheap to upgrade this. Oh, max level. Great.
You look like you've got something on your mind, Sev.
I'm struggling a little, perhaps. I find myself torn.
Between Casmin's stews and Darn's spiced pork? Same.
Pork. Stew gets in my fur. That aside, I
And the
find
fat
myself
from the
both
pork doesn't?
wanting to tear down the Norians and redeem them. Surely not everything they did was self-serving politics.
I guess you can just drop it in your
Had to be
mouth.
some craft or artistry behind it.
I mean, you can do the
That's
same
the
with
part of
stew.
Norian-ness that appeals to you?
Recently, I found records, experiments to improve flow rates across the tapestry.
Better pipes?
Pretty much. The team was working on it right around the time the surge hit.
Any idea where?
Not too far from here. Odd they'd set up in a swamp, but perhaps it was a stress test.
We're going to have to fix the Enclave eventually. Better pipes can't hurt. I'll check it out.
You are tireless, Bryn.
I believe we need every edge we can get. This place keeps throwing us surprises, and preparation is key.
You're right. But we all notice how hard you work. I know what it feels like to work without praise. Feels good to shine a little sun on your achievements.
Investigate the Norian expedition in the Hallowspire Shrine in Dredgemire. I don't like Miasma. Oh. I don't change it here? Okay. Change. What is here? Highland Claw. So let's go for Drought.
This is the Norian site, Sev.
Yes, they were working out of that cave.
Sheltered, yet deadly. Probably wasn't that way before the surge.
What? Oh, that cave.
Shipping crates. Marked Project Junction 4X9.
Sounds familiar. I'll look into it.
God, it's so good.
Abandoned in a hurry.
Anyone who survived the tapestry overloading probably ran for the nearest loom gate.
Okay. I guess you were not supposed to go in there. Almost died.
About our Norian findings, would you forgive an observation before we start?
Sure. What's up?
This is the second time I've been able to just collaborate. The Axle helped me without question. Aram could get used to this.
And what did the combination of your excellent minds discover?
That marking you found, for Junction 4X9, it's a location code. The Norians and Enclave had a system to track the flow of raw magic. The Khan and I did some archival digging, and we know where it's located.
You wanted to find something practical. This sounds like it counts.
Oh, Bryn, yes. I needed this. Something skillfully wrought and worthy of study. Even uncovering how they balanced the pressure would take years. Amazing.
Is that a common way to track piping?
Only for Norians. Our waterworks are hidden. It keeps their secrets. That also makes them hard to track.
In Taza, you mean?
Yes, but here too. The Enclave was invested in keeping the tapestry out of sight.
Since you know where this Junction X... whatever is, am I heading there?
Not just yet. I don't want to waste your time.
Oh?
My working theory is that they used that junction to rebalance the flow of raw magic to their worksite.
To what end?
If they wanted to test new piping technology, they'd need contents for the pipe. Water wouldn't behave like raw magic does. Compression and so on. Major junctions had valves that changed the pressures and flow, but took specialized tools to operate.
How specialized, exactly?
They were Norians. Why use a wrench when you can make a special secret wrench?
A wrench hunt, then. Sounds like a trick they play on junior artisans.
I doubt we'll just find one lying around. We did, however, find the designs. Encoded, of course.
I bet Solo's already heating up the forge.
Yes. I wish they didn't use such exotic alloys, but magical flow control requires them.
It's okay, Sev. I'm on it.
Takes you back, doesn't it? Just like when we first arrived, trying to get things working, unaware there's a whole twist of piping under our feet.
One day we're just trying to get a loom gate functional.
And the next, we're going to have to face the heart of the Enclave and figure out how to fix this damned place.
If anyone can do it, it's Bryn.
Oh, of course you can. Anyway, enough of that. Do we need to send a team?
No. The valves were designed to be worked easily, even by one person. All it should take is a steady eye and a strong arm.
Ashar strong? Or do I need to channel my inner big burly Ram?
You should be fine. That said, I do think all of you would look better with tusks.
You're entitled to your incorrect opinion.
Ha! So, feel up to some junction hunting, Bryn.
So much safer than my usual quarry. Less mobile, too.
These Norian designs are really something.
Looking over the fancy wrench?
Sev said you'd call it that. But yes, I've never seen anything so over-engineered in my life. Sev tells me they built it inscrutable so that no one could copy it. I simplified it down for our purposes.
That will make it easier to produce more.
Lot to learn from the Norians. Both what to do and cautionary tales.
Okay, the ending sequence is a bit long. Granted, mostly my fault. because I'm doing all the side quests. But at the same time, the game shouldn't give me so many side quests when it's like near the end. So go to the damage junction in the Institute dissolving something chamber. Okay. A dissolution chamber. So here's the best way to do it. I swear, like, people who write games should really, like, if you're going to let the player build up to the end and you get them like 70% there, you really shouldn't give them like an extra 5 hours of gameplay in between that. It really kills the mood. Oh my god, I almost died. Man, you freeze so fast so you don't have ice resist. Wow, yeah, the fire sword is great as well.
You should be close to the junction now.
It only has 3 explosions. I was really hoping it has more because I upgraded it.
Okay, that turned easily enough. Creaked a little, but seems stable now.
Perfect.
Certainly easier than Luke.
If we could have stopped the flow with a tool like this, the Hollow's Loom Gate would have been trivial.
That should have cleared the Norian worksite.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, now I need to go back to the Hollow Spire Shrine in Dredgemire. You don't mind? I can see that. Yeah, it's a good game. So it's not bad that they're adding more gameplay to it, but it really does kill the pacing of the story.